All right, touch and go. So here's the deal. Touch and go is important. Stringing together sets of touch and goes is infinitely more efficient. Two big reasons. Well, one, Tovar had a huge lead on Pacelli. She started doing singles. Pacelli did, I think, maybe 2 sets of 3, blew right through it. That's huge. That is so much time saved. You stand up, you get tired, you're going to spend a lot of time there. You want to get working, okay? You want to work as much as possible. It's so much more efficient time-wise. Number 2, it's more efficient on every level of physics, right, and biomechanics. The short stretch reflex, in other words, there's a reason the world record squat is about 20% higher than the world record deadlift. That bounce you get out of the squat is huge. One, there's already movement created. You don't have to overcome inertia, which is huge. There's already a bounce. And 2, you have this, what's called the myotatic reflex, or the short stretch cycle, where your muscles are like rubber bands and they stretch and then fire. The more the weight sits on the ground, the less you get of that reflex. It's so valuable that it's the reason, basically, that squatters can squat more. Secondly, that even the clothing, right, that they wear takes advantage of that stretch. That's how important it is. You get the same advantage when you do a touch and go deadlift. I know people say squatters wear squat suits and it's cheating, but you're going to use rubber weights. The rubber weights are going to bounce off the floor. They're going to enhance that myotatic reflex you have with their own rubber bouncing. It's huge. If you can do triples and big sets, you're better off. You're always better off. You're going to be fresh because you're not going to do rebound. Rebound's going to wear out your central nervous system to incur that reflex. You're using the reflex for the box jump. You don't need it there. You want to save it for this. You want to get big sets. So touch and goes are huge. The only thing we don't want to have, the only reason you shouldn't keep touching and going, is when you start to grind. So when you start to deadlift, right, you're in this pull, and you're repping them out, repping them out, repping them out, and then you get to the next one, it's like, ah! That's the point. Do not get to that point. If you feel like the next one's going to slow down, drop it. Again, stand up, big breath, get tight, and go. Okay, do not set up at the bottom. Do not grind through lifts. You want to keep big sets, stand up, get a big breath, and go back. So touch and goes for as much as possible. Just don't keep touching and going until you slow down and grind.